Musical biopics are back in. They're, as I've said in the past, one of my favorite genres of film fare that's been evolving over the past couple of years into a big trend. I mean, musicals and music-themed projects primarily, but the musical biopics specifically. I've seen probably some more than I'm forgetting at this point, but I've seen at least 3 of the bigger name ones. Specifically, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocketman, and Judy. Judy being my favorite, but all 3 of those films have fared so well in regards to their quality and the stories that they're telling of wonderful and legendary music artists whose stories, I've certainly heard many entries of their art, but I've never really come to know them as people or as individuals. And that's why I like in films, again, they're inspired by real stories, but have artists that have faced real tribulations in their life and achievements, being able to have those moments showcased to unknowing audiences like myself. I'd love to have that opportunity to learn. I Want to Dance with Somebody is another wonderful opportunity. It's coming out in the Christmas season. I think it deserves to. The first trailer was an absolute hit, and it's the same type of feeling I've had with the previous types of films that I've seen along the musical biopic line. It's consistent with this entry, with Whitney Houston as its focus. And I do believe Naomi Ackie is one of the most perfect choices. I thought the energy that she embodied for the first movie, even though some of you on the first video did correct me and I didn't think about this, I imagined that she was giving a full-on vocal performance. That's been present with other features, like let's say, for example, Jennifer Hudson for Respect, and what's her name? Renee Zellweger for Judy. Both of them, I believe sang their verses. Taron Egerton as well with Rocketman. He's got such an excellent voice. But in the case of, let's say, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rami Malek, big fan, he lip-synced, which is fine. I think he did a great job. That's what I believe Naomi Ackie is doing here. And some people might be like, well, I'd rather hear her sing. I probably would too, but for what I saw in the performance, it sold me. I guess in that case, Naomi Ackie doesn't have as much pressure to master the vocal talents of Whitney Houston. She doesn't, I'm not saying, again, she's incapable of it, but that Whitney Houston is allowed to shine with her excellence and her beauty and her talent in her own right, posthumously, of course, but in a very respectable fashion. And Naomi Ackie has a lot more freedom to work on presenting an accurate performance. And I thought, based on the first trailer, she did an excellent job of encapsulating Whitney Houston's energy into what looks to be a very high-quality picture. And I'm sure it's going to be going for an awards run. I could see that, and I think it deserves to. First introduction was great. Looks like a wonderful Sony movie, especially for the holidays. I'm sure it's going to be quite the experience for Whitney Houston fans like myself. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like on a second trailer. But I was very impressed the first go-around. I've been dying to see how it looks on another opportunity. So we finally have one, a second trailer we can take a look at. All right, here we go. I'm so happy to see Naomi Ackie succeed. Star Wars did not put her on a good track, but this movie, like your career's being elevated. I really think she is a perfect choice.
Music isn't black enough.
Who said that? That's just bull. What makes me angry actually is hateful and uninformed. My whole life, she ain't black enough, she ain't white enough. Well, how about she's not obedient enough? How about she ain't fearful enough?
The force in the performance.
Music is not a color.
I like it.
It has no boundaries.
Again, she's talented.
Be how I want to be, and reach as big an audience as I can.
No one is like you. You can sing.
Great song editing to match the trailer.
Daddy's princess. We're building something here, so you just keep singing.
Daddy, my money. I trusted you. You were meant to look out for me.
Perfect.
We spent a lot of time together. It's damaging the brand.
Since when'd your little girl become the brand? I miss that.
Don't even worry about it. You're Whitney Houston.
Beautiful presentation.
Love millions of people.
The best feeling I ever knew.
I love it. deserves to be seen in theaters. I know some people are like, well, it's not on streaming. You know, it's kind of inconvenient, especially around the holiday season. I mean, it gets really busy. But if you're looking for good cinema fare and you're looking to enjoy the holiday season in, I think, a very wonderful way. Past musical biopic entries, again, as I said, they're a favorite of mine. And I've liked seeing the revival. You know, we took a break, you know, from, I imagine, most entries given, you know, COVID and all that. And now you're finally starting to see a resurgence on trends that were developing earlier on. And it's so nice to see the music biopic scene come back to life, roaring with Whitney Houston. And as I said, I think Naomi Ackie is not only doing a very good job lip syncing, I mean, she certainly gives the illusion of being the singer and standing in for Whitney Houston in this case, but in the performance alone, as I said, you know, Rise of Skywalker had a lot of issues. And I've never said, though, in respect to the sequel trilogy films, I have my issues with them by and large. Mostly because I have a lot of issues with Lucasfilm Company, not to go on a side tangent with Star Wars. What I will say generally is I've never complained about the actors in the performances that they were given. It's the writing that I have an issue with, but the way that each cast member portrayed the roles, I've never offered a complaint, I think, to anybody in the casting. Naomi Ackie as well. She did play a bit of a minor character as a supporting role, but she was part of a film that had a lot of issues that did, I think, mask the talent of some of its stars, Naomi Ackie included. It's nice to see another film come along and give her an opportunity to say, hey, this is what I'm capable of, and it's not necessarily a movie with a lot of problems, seemingly. I mean, again, what I'm seeing from these trailers, I mean, it could be an entirely different story, but so far the musical biopic movies have been very well regarded, and they deserve to be. Their quality is just excellent on a broad scale. I've enjoyed everything that I've watched. I've yet to watch Respect, but I really want to. I covered it a while ago, but Judy, Bohemian Rhapsody, Rocket Man, there's different reasons as to why I loved each one so much. The latest of which in release being Judy, that's still my favorite. That's a tearjerker of a movie, but it is so well done. I mean, there's been other movies too, perhaps other artists, you know. Well, actually, come to think of it as well, I Still Believe. I kind of forgot about that one. I'm ashamed to admit that. That was a good movie as well. That's put out by Lionsgate. That's Jeremy Camp's story, very famous Christian singer, if you're not familiar with his name. And that's based on the biopic of moments of his first wife before she passed away and his rise into the Christian music scene. I mean, that's a very well done film as well. And that was operating, I believe, on a much smaller budget in comparison to some of these other ones. I mean, that was put out by the Irwin Brothers and Lionsgate. This is being put out by Sony. And they're going all out. I mean, these major Hollywood releases do in regards to their production design. I mean, from the costumes alone, but the sets, everything about this movie just screams a boisterous performance. And deserves to for a star like Whitney Houston. I mean, she was a legendary singer, and she still is. You know, people still listen to her tunes these days and are brought to tears with her triumphant and God-given ability to sing. I mean, she was just such an impressive light of a presence within the music world. And this film is giving her, I think, at every standpoint, the absolute reverence to what it can. And Naomi Ackie, I'm so proud of her. She's doing such a good job. I am going to try my best. I know, as I said, the holiday season gets very filled up quite quickly. But I'm going to try and make it as best of an effort as I can to be in theaters. I'm sure many will. Not only for Whitney Houston fans, but people who maybe are looking for a good, solid Christmas film land experience to have and share with their family. Some people might prefer to celebrate at home. Others might like to go, hey, let's all go to a movie together. I think I Want to Dance with Somebody. Wonderful title, by the way. I still love it. I think a lot of people are going to jump on the opportunity, myself included. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below if you find yourself in such a position. And maybe this is your first time looking at this movie. What do you think? And maybe for some of you, you are as much a fan of the musical biopic line as I am. Again, I've loved seeing the resurgence of this particular genre in entertainment fare. I've wanted it to come back. I'm so happy with it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. This new entry, it's fabulous. So it speaks exactly right in line to past other films along this line, but in its own unique way for Whitney Houston. And I'm very impressed with it. I can't wait to watch it for myself in full. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.